We're giving away some awesome Bellroy gear. Check it out at the link below. What's the best way to pack for a trip? Since we travel a lot, we found a ton of hacks to make packing and unpacking our bags more efficient. Today, we're sharing them with you. These tips from the Pack Hacker team and viewers will help you get ready for summer travel. The best part is that you probably already have everything you need, starting with a computer or pen and paper. That's because our first travel tip is to make a packing list. Whether you jot things down in a notebook or use a spreadsheet, the best path to efficiency is to make note of everything you need first. If you just empty your drawers and closet into a suitcase, you'll end up with many pieces of clothing you won't wear. Instead, think about how long you're going and what you plan to do when you get there. If you've watched any of our other videos, you already know that you don't need an outfit for every day. We pack a travel capsule wardrobe of about 3 to 5 tops, including layers and a nicer option, 2 to 4 bottoms that can mix and match with them, and some accessories to change it up. Plus socks and underwear, of course. You can wear most things for 2 to 3 times before they need a wash, so that's more than enough for a trip that's about 2 weeks or longer. However, the exact amount you need to bring varies depending on the length of your trip, so the key is knowing how much you need before you even start packing. Your list might vary every time, whether you need formal wear for a wedding or athletic clothing to keep up your fitness routine. You might also need more layers during transitional seasons or multiple changes of clothes if you sweat a lot in humidity and change often. We also recommend noting what you didn't use or had to buy while on your trip. Then when you get home, you can adjust your packing list to be better prepared for the next time. If you're using a spreadsheet to track what you need to bring, set up your list and adjust what you need based on your trip length. One of our viewers has a great setup. Pause the video to read the details. Or you can use our packing list tool to keep track of your items and their weights. If you're not sure where to start, we've also got pre-made lists for different travel scenarios, from vacations to hostel stays and living the digital nomad lifestyle. Once you've got your list together, start pulling everything out and lay it on a flat surface. With everything in front of you, you can easily see what matches and what doesn't. When choosing what to bring, prioritize colors that coordinate or complement each other. In general, you only need one hoodie to layer on top of everything and one tank that matches each bottom. You might think that's harder to do with a cold weather vacation, but you can reuse bottoms and base layers while making extra space for sweaters and sweatshirts. No matter the weather where you're going, you'll want to pack at least one item for roughly 3 seasons. For example, the heat might be stuck on high in your hotel room, or the weather might dip for a random day of your beach vacation. If that happens, you should be able to layer up with what you have. Throwing in a few extra options will keep you from panic buying a hoodie you'll never wear again. This next hack will save you from dealing with spam. When you start getting randomly bombarded with calls and emails, it's probably because your personal information was just leaked. Easily stop the spam by signing up with Incogni, this video's sponsor. I just sign in with the email I want spam free, and Incogni does the rest. If you've ever signed up for travel rewards or put your contact information online, the sites might sell your information to data brokers. They then turn around and sell it again, and you get emails and calls from companies you've never heard of before. Since I started working with them, they've contacted data brokers on my behalf to get my information removed from more than 800 sites, made phone calls, and handled objections for me. The call stopped virtually overnight. And you can help friends and family too. Incogni has a family plan that lets you share your subscription with 4 more people to protect everyone from spam. Incogni is giving Pack Hacker viewers a 60% discount on an annual plan when you use code PackHacker at the link in the description. Now, back to the tips. Sure, airport security lets you carry 3.4-ounce liquid containers in a quart-sized bag through the scanners. But that might be more hair product or lotion than you need for a trip. With a little planning, it's easy to cut down. A few weeks before you leave, fill up different size containers and make note of how long it takes you to use them. 10 milliliters of hairspray or perfume will last you quite some time, and you can use contact lens containers for hair pomade or makeup remover since you don't need as much of that when you're traveling. That will leave more space in your toiletry bag for shampoo and other trip essentials like sunscreen. We love using collapsible containers like Matador's flat packs and refillable toothpaste tubes because they get smaller as you use what's inside, like your bar of soap. Human Gear also makes great travel containers called Go Tubs that hold small amounts of what you need. Plus, they do a good job of filling in the tiny corner spaces of your 311 bag. Just as we recommend testing travel-size grooming gear at home, we also recommend living out of your bag for a bit. That way, you can make sure everything is where you need to find it. We're talking about gear appropriate for home and work, of course. You don't have to pull your bathing suit out just because you didn't use it the week before you left. But if you wear the same pairs of shoes each day and always reach for one specific sweater, you might be able to leave duplicates behind. On the other hand, if you run out of socks and tops before you have time to do laundry, you might need to bring extra. It's unlikely that you'll find more time to wash when you're on the road than at home. So make sure you're ready to commit to bathroom sink washing before cutting down on your clothing too much. If you listen to all the travel influencers out there, you might get the impression that you need a completely separate wardrobe when you're about to take a trip. But packing doesn't mean you have to take a trip to the store. Just take a good look at everything you have at home. Start by shopping your closet for items that are easy to pack. We prioritize things that are lightweight and packed down small, so choose your most compressible items first. You can prioritize them by weight if you have more than you need. Break out the scale, see which weighs less, and bring that one. As long as it doesn't clash with the rest of your gear, you're golden. Repeat the process for every category if you have multiple options, including shoes and tech. Just make sure that everything in your pile works for your specific trip. Obviously, flip-flops are lighter than hiking boots, but you won't want to take them on a trek through the mountains. Though that doesn't mean you have to forego jeans or your favorite hoodie if they weigh more. You just might want to wear them on the plane instead of trying to fit them into your bag. Some items, like a packable jacket, can even double as a pillow during your flight. There are plenty of luggage locks out there, but many of them are quite flimsy. If you just want to ensure that your zippers don't come undone when they bang against other luggage in the overhead bin, look to your bread bag instead. The twist tie holding it together fits just as easily through the lock holes of your backpack zippers as an actual lock. Yet it'll slow down a thief, or you'll at least feel them messing around with your bag when you're wearing it, and it's much easier to undo if security needs to get inside. Be sure the tie has still a little bit of twist left though. Overly kinked ones may snap and break with more stress, so you'll want to toss those and reach for a new one. If you have them, Velcro cable ties work just as well. Plus, after you reach your accommodations, you can use whatever tie you choose to hold together your charging cords so they don't tangle on the nightstand. Since you're already in the kitchen looking for those twist ties, look deeper into the pantry for a substitute for packing cubes. Whether you're not ready to invest in a set or you realize that you need more cubes than you have, a Ziploc bag works great in a pinch. The gallon-sized ones work well for rolled t-shirts, socks, and underwear. They're also nice if you want to try to take a last-minute dip in the pool before checkout and don't have enough time for your bathing suit to dry before you board your flight. The nice thing about zip-top bags is you can really compress them down if you squeeze all the air out before sealing the top. As long as the seal is intact, they work just like compression cubes at a fraction of the cost. Plastic grocery bags are another convenient alternative. They'll keep dirt from the bottom of your shoes from getting onto your clothing if you don't have a shoe pouch. That leads us right into our next packing tip. Use your space wisely. If you're shopping for a new bag or already own a few, go for a boxy shape. The same capacity bag will fit more gear if it's squared off rather than rounded. That's because it's easier to align pouches with a flat edge versus a curved edge. There's a reason why Fjallraven Kankens are such popular personal item bags. You're not wasting any available space when you pair them with packing cubes. If you're packing in rolling luggage instead of a backpack, don't just plop your packing cubes or pouches into the backside and zip it up. There's space hiding between the channels of the telescoping handle that you can fill with slim pouches, socks, underwear, or a packable jacket. Ultimately, it's best to play around with your gear and see what fits the space best. You might find that your travel shoes fit nicely into the corners with the soles facing the walls, and you can fill them with socks or small accessories to make the most of that space too. If you've ever wondered how some travelers can pack everything that they need for a couple of weeks into a 40-liter travel backpack or a suitcase, that's probably how. After you've filled any awkward areas, you should be left with a flat or boxy shape that's easier to stuff with packing cubes of clothing and your toiletry bag. Regardless of whether you're using a beefy travel backpack or rolling luggage, you're likely to bring a Daypack too. So why not put it to good use when packing? You can use a compressible bag or a low-profile Daypack as an extra packing cube and fill it with clothing. Once you unpack at your accommodations, you'll have something to carry to the local market or on a hike. Then it's not taking up extra space in your luggage as you travel. This next tip will help you stay happy and healthy while making it easier to pack for the return trip. Save space in your bag for snacks. You could buy food at the airport or at a food truck on your way to the hotel, but you might want to save room in your budget for better bites later. If you bring snack nuts, a sandwich, or fruit, you won't overspend on airport food when you realize that you've been up since 3 a.m. and you're not going to make it to lunch. How is this a packing tip? Well, after you eat your snacks en route or during daily excursions on your trip, you'll have more space to bring home things you pick up along the way. Even if you don't overindulge in souvenirs, repacking the night before you fly home will be much easier. There's not much else that will free up space quite like this packing tip will. We hope you've enjoyed these tips on how to pack for travel more efficiently. What do you do to save space in your backpack or suitcase? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.